I'm set.
Hello, Brian White. It is lovely to see you in China. Now
It is lovely to be seen in China.
we've gotten you into China with all of the back and forth between the United States and China. Do you think we'll be able to get you out?
Absolutely. I've asked around. They don't want me here.
I see. Okay. Well, that's bad to know.
That's not true. I make that part up. No, it's uh, China is first and foremost a business. I mean,
Yeah.
really, more than anything.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to next week when I think you'll be starting to tell us about your exploits in the Shanghai show. Is that what it is? The Shanghai Auto Show? Okay.
That is what it is. I just realized there, my microphone should be better now.
Well, it is
Yeah.
in a way. Yes, it doesn't have as much echo and it's a little softer. So maybe
Well, instead of the microphone. So there
there we
we
go.
go.
Much better. That's very good. Very good now. Yes.
The show is coming up in about a week, and I've been in contact with a number of manufacturers, BYD, Xiaopeng, Geely, Zeekr, and all of them have said, "Yeah, we look forward to seeing you at the show." And I said to all of them, "If I'm at the show, you're getting maybe an hour. If you get me before the show, you get like half a day. So
Yeah.
it's up to you. Would you like to do this now?"
Yeah.
So
Anybody take you up on it yet?
I've only sent those messages last night and this
Uh,
morning.
yeah. Yeah.
So
We'll see what happens, huh?
indeed.
Whoops. Okay. Well, I can see we're going to have a few potential little minor problems with the connection, but that's okay. You're in China. People will forgive us.
I hope so.
I have some of those problems when I'm doing it myself, just me. So anyway, all
Hmm.
right. So Brian, I have I believe, a very fun thing to talk about right now. Earlier today, you might have seen on X that Elon said that the cars will not just be driving themselves to the parking area around the factories in the future, in the very near future. In fact, he said this year, but they'll be driving themselves all the way to the owner's home, the new owner's home. This
This
year,
year?
he said. So that's that seems to me to open up all kinds of possibilities. Um, I was trying to imagine them driving from Fremont to, let's say, Newark.
Well, I don't think they're going to do that. They're not going to give you a car with 2,000 miles on the odometer. I think it'll still be shipped via truck to the delivery center, and from there it'll just be sent to your house.
Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it then?
Yes?
I would hope that that would be the case. The train or the truck or whatever method that they use, they'll get it into the region at least, and then turn it loose,
Yes.
and then turn it loose and let it go drive itself to the rest of the way to the house.
Right. And I think this will change what delivery centers look like in the future. Whatever ones are already built or being built, great. But we're not going to need a place with 200 parking spots anymore. We're just if they show up, and I mean, maybe the paperwork's already on the passenger seat, maybe it's not. Maybe the dealer or the local showroom peels plastic off and makes sure, gives it another once over, throws the paperwork on the passenger seat, and and smacks it on the rump and yells "Hiya!"
So if you're trading in a non-Tesla vehicle, I suppose this is not going to be possible. This is going to have to be only when there's no trade-in involved.
I think that sounds correct. Um, Unless there's a Tesla tow truck that comes and hauls off your trade. I don't think that's happening. So I think you're right.
Well, they've been making a big deal about the fact that they're adding, a couple of miles from the actual manufacturing facility to the parking spot. That when you add a couple of miles times 5,000 vehicles a day, that you're adding a lot of FSD training and a lot of FSD miles to help with the system. Imagine now if you're adding maybe another 10 or 20 or 30 miles from wherever the drop-off point is to the person's home, that's getting some very good additional miles.
I think the training needs to be done before they will turn it loose in that capacity. Once it is opened up, once it is something we're doing, even in just Austin, truly driverless rides, we get a new, fresh set of data. Currently, the only way you're getting no intervention driving experience is if you watch Omar's channel, because I swear that guy just won't grab the wheel. It's pretty crazy.
All right. So number one, I assume this would again, it will give us some more FSD miles. It will save money on distribution because, as you point out, you won't have to build any more centers. You will. There's no human involved in the transaction, so you're saving the money on that human part of the transaction. So overall, do you think that's a good savings?
That's a great point I hadn't thought of. Right now, if I'm going to double the deliveries from my location, I don't need to double the entire staff, but there's parts of the staff I will need to double. But if all the staff is doing is giving the car a once over, slapping paperwork on the passenger seat, then it doesn't, I don't need to schedule with you, the customer. I don't need to, when the car comes in, I just prep it. I just prep it. If I have to, stay an hour late, come in an hour early because someone's out sick, no customer will ever know that that happened. So it makes it a lot more flexible. And yeah, you can. What are we talking about in terms of price savings? Not much, $50 a car.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
but if I could save you $50, you know, million cars domestically, or talking 2 million a year, so it's $100 million we're talking about per year. That starts to add up very quickly.
And then there's the fact that I think this would be a really cool service. I mean, when they came out to my house to fix my car, I thought that was a very cool service that they came out to my house. If they deliver my car with nobody in it right to my front door, that's a pretty cool service.
So you are on a streak today, Randy. I need this piece of trim fixed. I need my seat adjuster, whatever, looked at. Instead of mobile service coming to me, I can just send the car to them.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
another possibility.
Wow.
Hadn't thought of
Wow.
that. No more trips to service at all.
Well, there is a story I heard about a year ago where I don't remember where it was, but it might have been Iowa, or it was somewhere in a very quiet part of the Midwest where Tesla didn't have a local service center. So the compromise was, look, instead of making you guys drive 2, 3 hours to get to us, one day a month, we'll rent space from this little local shop and all the easy stuff we'll deal with there. Imagine if on that Tuesday, all the cars just showed up, the guy charged through them, or no, I need it now. Great. Send it off 3 hours. We'll deal with it when it gets here and
Yeah.
send it back.
Yeah, you don't no longer have that problem at all. You can just said, yeah, because nobody's going to care if their car goes for 3 hours if they're not in it.
Right. It didn't. That's the thing with oil changes. It's not the $30, $40 that I mind. It's the hour or two, maybe longer sometimes. I just don't have that. I Please, there's only so many times I can read through your terrible selection of Motor Trend and Car and Driver.
So then of course, we talk all the time about Tesla being all about the word of mouth. So I'm just trying to imagine now that how many neighbors are you going to tell that your car is on the way? So that and say, "Hey, come out! My car is only 5 minutes away. Come out! I want to show you my new car," and it drives up with nobody in it.
So I was ready to disagree because, well, if the car's coming Tuesday, who cares? What are we going to do? Sit outside all day? And then you reminded me, no, you watch it on the map like it's your Uber coming to get you.
Right,
You watch it like it's your Amazon package.
right.
Right. I will know when it's getting. Oh, there it is. It's just coming. I can see it down at the end of the street, and it's past me. Okay, so I guess maybe
So
the neighbors bought one.
yeah, I think it's going to be a really cool thing. Now, okay, it'll put a few miles on the car. I think that's okay. I don't think that's going to be a real problem. Um, I was thinking that in addition to that part of the trip, another place that they spend a tremendous amount of money is driving them onto ships, driving them onto train conveyors, even onto the trucks. taking them off of the trucks and over to the service center, taking them off the ships and to the service or so they have all these different places where they got human drivers loading them, unloading them, loading them, unloading. All of that could potentially eliminate all those drivers as well.
I can see the boats coming first because the boats are more wide open inside, but also the most labor intensive because you drive in 8, 10 cars and then they follow you in a minivan. You pack it full of people and drive it back out. Very inefficient. So now you've got two-way traffic also.
Mhm.
So let's get around that. Now you can have one direction traffic and all of those one carload of drivers. That's now all you need to do all the securing of it, to do all the battening down. So that would make it a lot more, yeah, efficient, effective. Trains, another good example. That train, you might have 15, 20 consecutive cars, train cars.
Mhm.
So that's a lot of distance to get back to the other end. That would be another good one. And again, just have someone in there doing the securing, fastening it, ratcheting it down. And then of course, when we get to Optimus, Optimus would be the one securing it
Oh,
and taking a photo showing that it's, if, oh, well, car 36 came loose. Well, here's the audit on it. I mean, it must have been a strap failure because you can see that it did its job.
yeah. So it sounds to me like all these additional benefits of having an actual full self-driving, what are we calling it? Unsupervised full self-driving. Now, the question becomes, of course, as always, it's going to be about local rules and regulations. Are we still thinking? I mean, to me, I really feel like those kind of rules and regulations around allowing these cars to run themselves, I, I, I just feel like it's probably not going to be a big deal to get in. There might be one or two states or one or two countries that it is, but I don't know. I feel like maybe this is not going to be a big deal.
I would agree that it's probably not going to be a big deal. As you and I have discussed in the past, in the US, there are some states that have restrictions on what an autonomous vehicle can do. But in the others, where there's no rules written, it is tacitly approved. Uh, if the manufacturer and the insurance company are willing to assume the risk,
Mhm.
the state is, at least in theory, fine with it. If a state makes it illegal or just prohibitively difficult, uh, and this works. I mean, all this is predicated on,
Right,
does it
right.
work?
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, what are we even talking about? If it works and your state is the last one that won't allow them, you will be the butt of every joke on every late night comedy show.
If that matters to you. And for some people, it might matter more than so many other things that matter in life. So, all right. So now we're to the rest of the story, so to speak. We are 2 months away from Austin, maybe 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
weeks at the very most. But we're basically 2 months away from Austin. Are you feeling comfortable and confident that we're going to have a release in Austin in June?
I am deeply concerned about June because I'm going to be on my road trip to Muskegon. I would like it to land a week before or a week after so I can get to it. And my fear is that it will overlap and be a problem. But that is my fear because I do believe that they're really trying to do this in June. I'd love it if they did it in July. That'd be so much better for me, Elon, if you could. I know you're watching because you
Of
just,
course,
if you,
absolutely,
of
100%.
course, of course, if you could do that, that'd be great. So I think we have seen all the pieces coming together. We know they have test drivers out driving with the Model Ys in fully autonomous mode. I guess they're technically supervised, but they're being handled as if they're unsupervised. We have seen all of the pieces coming together. So this is, and then we saw a viewer shared with me a story from Autoline or Auto Week Netherlands that they have put in a trademark for Cybercab in the Netherlands.
Oh,
And
interesting.
and it is the conclusion of Auto Week that they will expect to begin operations of unsupervised cybercabs in 2027.
Oh, 2027.
That's That's
So
barely 18 months from now.
yeah, just yeah, it'll all be
That's
good. I know it's so funny to think that we could be doing it in June here, and it might be a year and a half before they do it in even the Netherlands. Yeah.
yeah, it gotta, I mean, they don't have a factory to build them. So, I mean, the plan was that they would be built locally in each market. 2027 is right around the corner. I
Right.
know it sounds like the future because when you were a kid, even when I was a kid, but more so when you were a kid, movies set in the future didn't go out as far as 2027. A
No.
lot of them, a lot of them were like in the year 1999.
Right, exactly. There was some kind of famous book, I forget the exact name, that
Hmm.
going to be the dystopia of all dystopias.
Hmm.
But yes, I agree with you. All right, well, so I was just on earlier tonight, and we'll put a card up on this. Nicholas was on, and he was
Oh, great.
wondering a couple of things, and I'm curious to hear what you have to say about this. Do you think that when they release them in Austin, that for the first day, the first week, the first 2 weeks, or whatever, there will be supervised drivers, as you just pointed out, the kind of supervised driver who doesn't actually do anything except sit there for the purposes of making sure
Legal requirements. I think it'll be required. I think there will be, whether it's the insurance company or the state, or I think there will be, they will have to at first.
we're.
Um, how involved are they? I believe the answer is not involved. They're required to be alert and attentive, but I don't think it goes beyond that. If that's a requirement, we won't see cybercabs on the first week.
Mhm.
Although I guess, I mean, I just don't know what he'd do. Sit there with his iPad. I don't know what you do as a supervisor in a cybercab.
Right.
If anything, grab a cot and nap in the trunk. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we will see safety drivers.
Okay. And the second question he had was whether, and you kind of just answered it, whether the rollout in June, July will include some cybercabs.
I hope so, even if it's only 2 or 5 or 10. But it will come down to, is there a requirement to have an in person supervisor?
Right.
And if there is, the answer becomes no.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
have them, they could do it.
Right. 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 So, but I'm assuming that you would assume that the supervised driver would be for a period of time to,
Temporary,
yeah, yeah.
until you've proved that
Right.
they genuinely don't need to be there, that there's legitimately no reason for us
Right.
to have these people sitting in the vehicle.
Right, right. Okay. Well, I think that covers all the important things on
I
that.
would add to that that
Oh,
there's that Tesla wouldn't be doing this if they didn't think that the safety driver was pointless.
right.
If they really thought a person needed to intervene,
It would
they
be.
would postpone, because you're not, the data that you generate from that is not sufficient to justify the cost.
Right.
So I think Tesla is moving forward because they do believe that in June it will genuinely be unsupervised, apart from, like the instance I had a few weeks back where it got stuck on a dead end and just kind of decided to hang out. I live here. It's where I live now.
Yeah,
And in that case, a human would go in and go, yeah, just turn around and get out of there.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think there's going to be those. I think there will be, obviously, we know that there's going to be a remote potential driver in the beginning. And also, I think I continue to believe that there will be some kinds of restrictions that'll be built into the system. No, you're not allowed to go on this particular road. You're not allowed to make this particular left turn.
Mm.
I think
Mm.
there'll be some kinds of restrictions like that.
I think those would all be reasonable restrictions. I don't believe they're going to do it because I think that's something they should have done years ago.
Oh, I see. Should have never allowed anybody to make that turn that Chuck Cook made.
Waymo would never make that mistake at Chuck Cook's unprotected left turn because it wouldn't make that turn.
Gotcha. I see. Okay.
The best unprotected left turn is
Is
no
no-
unprotected left turn.
I love it. Okay. All right. So from China, the comedian of the Tesla community,
Hmm.
Brian White. And Brian, as always, thank you for coming on. And to all of you out there, you should join Brian in China go over and see that, check out that Shanghai show. I'm sure you guys would have a great time together. Thanks again, Brian, and to all of you out there, it's been great talking to you.